Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here, once again with another Arrow Season 4 review. This is going to be Episode 4, entitled Beyond Redemption. So there will be spoilers in this video, so if you've not seen the episode, go watch it, then come back if you want to. But if you do go on to enjoy the video, give it a like, and leave any comments on what you thought in the episode, and subscribe if you are new. So in this episode, we see Oliver actually kickstart his campaign for mayor, which, if you remember, he told Felicity that he was going to do this. Now, the cool thing about his whole campaign office that he set up, one, it used to be the campaign office for Sebastian Blood from Season 2, but also under the campaign office is actually the new Arrow Lair, or the Arrow Cave, whatever you want to call it. And the cool thing about this Arrow Cave is that it was actually designed by Cisco and Star Labs. Now, obviously, if you have been watching the show, you know that Felicity and Oliver are in a relationship, but Laurel seems to be pretty concerned about the possible engagement between the two, so I'm hoping that it's pretty set up that I think Felicity and Oliver will split up somewhere throughout this season. But just matters when, and you'd expect Laurel and Oliver to get back together somehow, just so it's more like, got that comic book feel like it is in the comics. Sticking with Laurel, she actually takes her dad to go see Sarah. Now Sarah obviously is still in this post-Lazarus Pit position, like this, the feeling that she's having, so it'll be interesting to see how she gets away from that, but I'm pretty sure I know how she's going to get out of that, and we'll talk about it towards the end of this video. Now, the main villain for this episode is this group of corrupt cops who are taking down drug dealers and then taking those drugs and then selling them back to the drug dealers for money, because they know that Star City is going down the shithole and they want to get money for their family so they can leave Star City. Now, to actually take down this group of corrupt cops, Team Arrow and Captain Lance actually teamed together, because Captain Lance obviously knows that these are cops and stuff like that, so he wants to know who they are. One interesting thing that was sort of a little bit of a side plot in this episode was Curtis. We saw a bit of Curtis, aka Mr. Terrific, and we've learned that his brother actually died around, I think it was 6 years ago, from pancreatic cancer. But it's basically a sort of motivation for Felicity to listen to Ray Palmer's last message. Now, towards the end of the episode, we do hear a bit of it, but I think they'll probably do more of that next episode, so you only see hear maybe a second of it. Now, the leader of the corrupt cops is actually Liza Warner, who in the comics is actually known as Lady Cop. Yes, Lady Cop. And it's actually funny, if you go to the wiki, it actually just lists her powers as the strength of a average female of her height and weight. It's pretty funny, but yeah, she's known as Lady Cop in the comics. Now, one major thing in this episode, a lot of people might not have thought it was that major, but I think if you refer to what happens at the end of episode 1 of Arrow, was it episode 2? No, it's episode 1. Oliver actually learns that Captain Lance is in some way working with Damien Darhk. Now, Oliver basically gives him an absolute serve and yells at him really loud, if you know what I mean, but this could lead to Lance actually changing his mind about working with Damien Darhk and actually going against him, and this could actually lead to his death. Now, it really matters how fast this accelerates into Lance actually wanting to work with continuing on his work with Damien Darhk, or whether he actually just says, I don't want to work with anymore. But I think this could be a major point as to how Lance could die and why Oliver was the way he was at the tombstone at the end of episode 1. But anyway, back to the corrupt cops. Liza Warner and the corrupt cops actually take Captain Lance hostage, I guess you could say, and use him to get access to all the confiscated drugs in Star City. But as always, Team Arrow intervene and stop them, but Liza Warner actually almost kills Oliver Queen, and it's actually Captain Lance that saves Oliver by giving this motivational speech. Yes, someone getting saved by a motivational speech. You won't hear that too much in Arrow or any show like this, I guess you could say. But now Oliver sort of owes something to Captain Lance. But anyway, moving on from that, Oliver actually holds his press conference for his campaign for mayor, where basically it's just some more motivational stuff. He basically repeats what's in his, at the beginning of every episode, my name is Oliver Queen, stuff like that. Sort of rephrases a lot of that stuff and puts it in his speech. But a big thing that happens at the end of this episode is actually Laurel, right at the end of the episode, goes down to give Sarah food. Obviously, she needs to eat. But she finds out Sarah is gone. So has she managed to escape by herself, or has Captain Lance taken her to Damien Darhk to ask him for even more help because he can't kill her? So my thoughts is this: Constantine's going to be appearing soon. I can't remember if they've actually nailed down what episode he's appearing in. Next episode is episode 5, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones they say he could possibly be in. So maybe I'm assuming that Captain Lance takes Sarah there. Damien Darhk thinks, I know this one dude, brings over Constantine, boom, Constantine is in Arrow. But I'll have to wait and see. Overall, I'll give this episode about a 4 out of 5, maybe like a 3.9 out of 5. I thought it was pretty good and I enjoyed it for the most part. But usually at this stage of Arrow, it usually starts to kick up leading into that mid-season finale. So the next couple of episodes should be pretty damn good, so I'm pretty excited. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, leave any comments on what you thought on this episode, and subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.